So I'm a used car dealer, and I just bought these 4 2022 cars at auction, and later on in this video I'm going to tell you exactly what I paid for them and exactly what I'm planning on selling them for. So why is it that people don't like to buy from car dealers? And it's because transparency isn't there, and that's one thing that I really want to change. And I want to change it with these cars here. Start small and grow. But really, the reason why I started buying cars like this is not typically what I do. What I typically do is what you can see up there on the hill. Is my niche is $5,000 and under. That's the market that I want to serve. That's who I want to help out with the cars that I buy. I want to be able to buy cars that are reasonable for $1,500, $2,000, $2,500 and be able to sell them to customers. I make $1,200, $1,000, whatever I make on the car, and then be able to roll out good deals to consumers that are really underserved in our niche, because you don't really find car dealers like this. And that's not going to go away. That's really how I built my business over the last 13 years. But I found from making these YouTube videos that there is a much larger customer base out there that I'm not able to touch, and because they're just not wanting to buy high mileage older cars, and they don't really fall into that category where they need that kind of help from me. And we really want to be able to show transparency to other sides of the market, and this is an easy way for us to do this. So all of these cars, they're 2022s, and really I'm going to go through a lot of these cars and show you, okay, some of the complications that I'm going to have to deal with buying cars like this, because typically when I buy the cars that I'm selling for $5,000 and under, they don't necessarily have to be the most perfect cars. They don't have to be cosmetically right. People are buying them to get a cheap A to B car. They're getting them to last them until they can save up enough money to upgrade to their next car. That's the customer base I usually serve. This is a completely different customer base. This is unknown territory for me. We're starting it new. These are cars that we're going to show transparency. I'm literally going to show people exactly what I have in the cars, what I'm paying for the cars. I'm going to show them how much I'm making on the car, and we're going to be selling them online. We'll be able to ship them out to people. They can come here and pick them up too, but we're going to be showing them online and showing them exactly what we are doing to these cars before we sell them. Transparency is the biggest thing to this idea that we're trying to roll out. And it's just something that doesn't exist in the car market, and I want to change that. I want to be able to display literally every single penny that I have in this car, show it to the consumer, and then let the consumer know exactly what they're paying. No dock fees, no nitrogen, nothing like that. But with all that, the cars have to be right. We're even wanting to bring in a third party to do a pre-sale inspection on these cars before we sell them to a consumer, just so I'm not telling you, hey, this is a good car. We're going to bring somebody else in, another company, a third-party company, to say, okay, this is a good car, and if there are any issues, or if this car needs anything, we want them to be able to display that so the customer has full transparency, and they don't even have to just trust me on it, who's selling these cars. We can bring in that other company and actually show them. But these are the cars I bought. I've got a 2022 Honda Civic right here, a 2022 Toyota Camry, and then behind those are two 2022 Honda HRVs. But we'll go ahead and get started on showing you what we have and what kind of issues I'm going to have to deal with. Let's go grab the Civic keys. Let's see here, Honda HRV. That's the Camry, so this is the Civic. So here, we'll check this one out. And the first thing that I did notice on this car is the bumper, the actual clips. It looks like it's been just bumped just a hair in the front, but it has made the bumper, the plastic clips break. Now, luckily, I have a buddy that owns a body shop, and we're going to be able to get that fixed pretty cheaply, but that is something I'm going to absolutely have to take care of. The other thing I noticed on this car that I know I'm going to have to fix is that these rims have been curved quite a bit. Not rims, these are hubcaps, but the rims have been curved, but the hubcaps have taken the blunt of it, so I'm going to have to get some new hubcaps on it. I really want these cars to look right whenever I'm selling them, but you see all that, so we're just going to get some new hubcaps. I'm not sure on tires on this one. They look just, the front tires look good, but the back tires are they're not as much as I would like to have them. So we'll probably end up having to get a new pair of shoes for this puppy right here. But you can look, the rest of the car looks really good. This car is a 2022, and it's got 33,000 miles on it. Let's check the inside of it. Yeah, and we haven't detailed any of them yet. We're going to, usually the detail job that we get on our cars for my cheaper cars is pretty, I mean, it's a cheap job, so we get them done quickly. We move a lot of cars volume, so we need a mobile detailer to come in here and just really blast through the cars, and we only pay like 40-45 bucks a car when we're getting these other cars detailed. But these will not be the case, because I want them to look brand new when I'm getting to this level of consumer where they're paying a lot of money to buy this car from me. So I want them to look as new as possible. So it's probably going to cost $100, $150, $200 depending on how much work the detailer actually has to get done on this car. So there's your Honda Civic, bumper, tires, detail, and I think we'll be good on that one. Seems to drive very, very well. Now let's go to this Camry. This one's actually my favorite of the ones that I bought. I'm a sucker for Toyotas. I love them. This is a 2022, and it's got 29,000 miles on it. Lines on it look really good. Tires on this one look good. We're not going to have to get any tires on this one. We're not going to have to do any body work on this car. This car, as far as I'm concerned, on the outside is perfect. Obviously, we'll have to get it detailed. But here is the issue with this Camry that we are going to have to solve before we get it out. I don't know if you can see it right there, but there's a little bit of stains right there, a little bit of stains right there. I've talked to my detailers, and they said they feel confident that they can get those out and make it look like a brand new car. But I really love the dash setup and everything in this car. This car is fantastic. Now, this is the car of all four that I have ready to go. This is the one I paid the most for, but I think we're still going to be okay with it, with what we have to make on it, and still be able to give a customer, maybe not a great deal on this one, but it will be still a good deal relative to the market. And this is one thing that we will have to fix. See, the visor's right there, it has come off, so we're going to definitely have to fix that before we sell it. But that's it. That's minor stuff. I'm actually very happy with this camera right here. I think it's it's my favorite of the ones that I did buy. All right, next one. All right, we got two HRVs, and tell you a little bit. You know, let's just grab one. We'll see. Tell you a little bit about this HRV. So when we were going to initially roll this out, this new trial thing, we were only going to run it with 3 cars. And just so you know, I'm going to be teaming up with Car Edge. We're going to be selling it through Car Edge's platform, just because they have all the infrastructure already set up or whatever. All I got to do is give them the cars, not give them the cars, they're still going to be here, but get them the info on the cars, get them pictures, everything like that, and they already have the systems in place to hook up sellers like me with the consumer, and it's going to be a very easy process. I don't have that capability on my own. I don't have the ability to be able to get shipping set up, get payment set up, get the customers onboarded. I don't have the infrastructure for that. So we're going through Car Edge. Me and Zach are really good buddies, and they're going to help out with that. Hopefully it's going to be able to drive some eyeballs to their site too. So should be a win-win-win situation, win for us, win for them, and win for the consumer, because they're going to make the process as easy as possible for the consumer. But going back to this HRV, so plan was only to buy 3. I'd already bought the Civic, and I'd already bought the Camry, and going through the lane I saw this HRV and I really liked it, and it was 2022, and so I bought it. I can't remember exactly what I paid for it, and I'll bring up those numbers later. But in that same auction, I was pretty much done buying cars, but in that same auction there was another HRV that came through, and it was going for a whole lot less, and it had about the exact same amount of miles, but it was going for thousands and thousands less. So I was like, well, I gotta buy this one too, right? So I ended up raising my hand, and I bid it off, I think at like 15 grand. And they put it on an if bid, and I knew I'd probably pay $18,000 maybe for this HRV. So I was like, I don't care what they come back with, I'm probably going to end up stealing this car anyway. But they came back at $16,500, and I tried to get them to come off of it a little bit lower, try to get it for $16,000, and they said, no, you know what, we're already at our baseline. We thought we'd bring a lot more than that. So I ended up getting it for that $16,500, and that's one of the HRVs that I just bought. Now it's a lot dirtier than the other HRV that I bought, and that might be the reason why it was a lot cheaper. But anyway, a lot cheaper. I'm very happy with it, and I pulled keys to show you one, put it in my pocket to tell you a story, and now, yep, in my pocket. All right, yep. So we'll check this one. So this one's a 2022. And it's got 27,000 miles. This one I think is the all-wheel drive one. Yeah, so this one's the more expensive one. Yep, this one's all-wheel drive. So that's another reason why that one over there is going to be a lot cheaper than this one. And there's another little tidbit, is that right? To talk about the pricing. So on these cars, I'm planning on just making a set amount. Now this is all trial, so I could be completely off base with what we're doing. I could be doing this the complete wrong way, but this is my gut reaction to what I feel like I should do. I feel like on all of these cars that I'm going to be buying, I want to make the exact same amount and then pass along whatever I'm able to buy the car for to the consumer. So if I go in and I'm able to buy like this HRV over here and absolutely steal it, then I want that consumer that I'm selling it to be able to also steal that car. So I don't want it to be the case where if I buy a car really cheaply, then I can make $5,000 on it, and then the other one that I don't really buy really cheaply, I'm only gonna make $1,000 on it. No, I want to be able to just make this kind of like a service. Like I'm going to the auction, I'm buying these cars, and then it just costs the same amount no matter what. So if I steal the car, I want you to be able to steal the car, or the consumer that's actually buying the car from me. So that's just another little quick tidbit here. This car was really clean. It's all-wheel drive. There's no body damage on it. The only thing that I saw, which I don't like, and I don't know what we're going to do about it, hopefully can buff it. I don't know if you can. Oh yeah, you can definitely see it. But we have these scratches. There's nothing else wrong with the rest of the car. Tires are great, but we have these scratches right here. So that's something that I'm going to have to try to deal with. All right, so let's check the inside of the car. There you go, unlocked. Yeah, so they've even got like the plastic floor mat still in here. But other than just those few scratches right there, this car is absolutely perfect. And really, we're probably not going to have to pay so much to detail this car because it's so clean. Now, this buffing, I don't know if I am going to get, I don't know if a detailer is going to be able to handle that for me, if I'm actually going to have to go to a body shop to be able to handle that. But everything else about this car, I mean, looks absolutely fantastic. So that's the one drawback, and I wish it didn't have it, but it does. So let's go grab our keys for this last HRV. And this last HRV is I wouldn't say the problem child, but it was cheap, and it was cheap for a reason. Let's see here. HRV, there we go. All right. So we'll check this one out, and like I said, this one is a lot dirtier than the other one. I think that's why I got it so cheaply. Body though is fine on it. There's no problems with it. Now all these cars that I'm buying too, there's 2 points that I really want to make with these cars when I'm going to look at them trying to buy them. One, I'm going to buy cars that are still under powertrain warranty. So that Camry up there, it's got a 6-year 60,000 mile powertrain warranty, and then the Hondas have a 50,000 mile 5-year. So they're all still under warranty, because I don't want to be in a situation or get into a situation where I sell a car to a customer and then the transmission or the motor fall out of it. It's going to be very, very rare that it happens on a on a Honda or a Toyota that's got 30,000 miles, but I want to just have that guarantee just in the back of my mind, in the customer's mind too. When they're buying the car, they know that, okay, if something just absolutely destroys this car, if it's a lemon, or if it's got if the motor or the transmission drop out for whatever reason, I want that security to know that that customer can take it to Toyota, can take it to Honda, and then they're going to actually take care of it. Because especially if we're shipping these cars out, if it's multiple states over, if it's 500,000 miles away, whatever we're doing, then I want to make sure that okay, I can't go there and help that customer, so I want to make sure that they can that stuff's still going to be under warranty. So that's going to be one of the big rules for myself when I'm buying these cars for these customers, is that they're going to be covered under the manufacturer warranty still. We're never going to buy any salvage, any theft, anything like that. It's all going to be clean title stuff. I'm not going to mess with anything that's not clean title stuff. But let's look at the dirtiness here. There you go. So this is how this car came in. Obviously kids, right? And it's got some dog hair too, so we're going to have to pay up to get this car to look brand new again. And this is why this car was cheap. This is why I was able to get it cheap, and it's because it's dirty, and we're gonna have to put some love into it, and it's gonna cost money to do that. So that's what we're going to do on this car right here. All right, so price breakdown. We'll start with the Camry. That is my favorite. It's a 2022. It's got 29,000 miles on it. It's a SE, and I paid $21,800 for it, and I paid a $600 buyer fee. So all of these, every price that I pay at the auction also gets a fee on top of whatever I paid, and in this one's case, it's $600. That makes me sick. So much money. I know I'm used to buying these cheap cars for like $2,000, and the buyer fee is like $150, $200, whatever. But nope. On that one, $600. So the Civic that I'm sitting on right here is going to have the bumper fixed on it. It's a 2022. All of them are 2022, so I'll stop saying that. It's got 33,000 miles on it. I paid $19,600 for it, and the buyer fee was $480. And the HRV, the all-wheel drive one, the one that's more expensive, paid $19,600 for it. It's got 27,000 miles, and buyer fee is $575. And the last but probably least, definitely least, that's really dirty. It's not all-wheel drive, but it's got 30,000 miles on it. I paid $16,500 for it, and the buyer fee is $540. So let me talk about pricing for a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that price that I paid, is we're going to detail it, literally list it out. Okay, this is what Brandon paid for it. All right, this is the buyer fee Brandon paid. Okay, if we have a transport cost, we're going to list that. If we have any kind of repairs, like on this bumper right here, we're going to list that out. We're going to have detail listed out. We're going to have just anything that's associated with this car that I have to pay for. Now I'm not associating like our labor that Alex is going to, if he's got to put on that visor. We're not listing out that. I'm already that's baked into my profit. I'm not going to bake in any of my expenses that I have running my business. None of that. It's just anything that's associated directly with the car. That's what we're going to actually expense on the car and show you these line items on this particular car. All right, so after that, what my profit is. Now, this is a trial. We don't know where it's going to land, but my gut says right around $3,000 a car is the profit that I should make on the car. So what it's going to look like for a consumer, it's going to have all my line items for what we have in the car. Then it's going to show Brandon's profit. It's going to be $3,000, and then after that, that's exactly what you pay. So add up all of those three things, that's what you're going to pay. And if you get it shipped out, then you'll pay for shipping to get it to wherever you are. If you pick it up, obviously no shipping costs, but there's going to be no dock fee. There's going to be no fees that are unexpected, no nitrogen, nothing like that. Everything's going to be as transparent as possible, and all of these BS fees that a lot of these dealers charge, not going to be on these cars. So one thing that I will say will be a negative as far as us posting these cars compared to other dealerships is that, okay, a dealership is going to post a car, say that Camry right there, they're going to post it for $23,500 or whatever they would post it for. And then when you get to, so it's going to look cheaper than what I'm going to end up posting it for. But when you actually go to that dealership to go buy that Camry, they're going to have their $7.99 dock fee. They're going to have a recon fee. They're going to have nitrogen they're going to charge you. So a customer, when they're just looking at things online, there's going to be some situations where my cars actually look more expensive than the other dealerships, but when you get to that dealership, you know you're going to end up paying way more than what I'm actually charging for the car. So that is one negative for this route that I'm taking. But I don't think that, I'm not trying to sell, the price is not the selling point on these cars. What the selling point is going to be is the transparency that you're getting. It's going to be the ease of being able to point and click, and okay, that's what you want to pay for the car, that's what you have the car for. No BS, there's not going to be any games. You go through Car Edge, you buy the car if you want it. If you think it's too high, you don't buy it. You wait for me to steal a car at auction, and then you can be able to get one for a good deal if you think some of the cars that I currently have available are not a good deal yet. So that's the plan. We want to change the way that cars are sold. Dealerships are paying the butt to deal with, and I don't want you to have to deal with it if you don't want to deal with it. So this is what we're doing. Thanks, guys.